So, what up, YouTube? How's it going? We're about to kick this day off. Kick the tires and light the fires. There's the bell right there. Everything's a mixed bag. We've got tech, a little bit red, a little bit green. Amazon's red. Microsoft and Apple are both green. The main thing I want to be focusing on today for me are the bonds. There's nothing really moving. The MOVE index, holy crap, that's the biggest jump in the MOVE I think I've seen this year. 10.6% index on the MOVE, which is no bueno. No bueno. Coming down to the bonds are up to 108.43. The yields are down about 1.6%, but the volatility in the bonds continues to go crazy. 39.05 here on ES. I'm looking at 39.15, 39.20-ish calls, and somewhere in the ballpark of 3900, 38.90 puts. I'll kind of see what's going on there. But big selling influx right there on no movement on the candle. Yeah, so it's MOVE in TradingView. It's, yeah, good explanation is VIX for the bonds. Liquidity on the book map is we've got some pinned up at 39.40, 39.20, 38.85, and below 38.50. So definitely a good amount of liquidity spread all over. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I posted two write-ups of the plays we took yesterday in the market analysis channel. Let me know if you have any questions about those. Unfortunately, a lot of those entries and exits were based on macro levels, and obviously those reserved for tier 2, but I'd try to be as descriptive as possible. 39.11 here, we've got that seller's volume has stepped off, and now the buyers have stepped in up to 39.11, and we're kind of climbing up here. So let's see what happens. The macros are on ES. Yep, they're calculated on ES. Those aren't SPX or SPY. Now you could transfer them to SPX and SPY, but those are ES. You're welcome, Prison Mike. You're welcome. All right, so Apple has got a little green here. Overall, I'm not seeing anything crazy in any of the markets. I don't see any big outliers here except for utilities, which I don't really pay that much attention to. Now, NVIDIA is up 1% after yesterday's destruction. So if you took calls on NVIDIA, you're probably making a little bit of money on those right now. Let's take a look at premiums. 17 bucks. IV is up to 42%. So IV is up about 1%. The premiums are up about $1 from yesterday. So still, the market is pricing in a move. I would not be surprised to see elevated IV and elevated premiums into Tuesday's trading session. And Tuesday's trading session, if you don't already know, is going to be CPI, which releases 08:30 Eastern Time. There's going to be a lot of people paying attention more than usual to this CPI after the Jackson Hole Symposium last week, or the week before last, when obviously Jay Powell came out and threw down the gauntlet in a very subdued demeanor speech that he looked like he was very much regretting talking. It's actually funny. I've went back and looked at replays the second he started, man. It's like, dude, he looks like he's about to drop the guillotine. And sure enough, he did. So very curious to see what's going to come out with the CPI and, of course, the FOMC the week after that, which is Tuesday morning. So we've got today, we've got Thursday, we've got Friday, we've got Monday. So 4 trading sessions remaining until that data hits. Probably be taking a strangle on Monday night. Right now, we've got a little buying pressure coming in. We've kind of grinded off of S1 in the morning time. We're up here at R1. I'm looking at 39.20 calls and 3900 puts. Overall, pretty subdued open so far. I'm trying to look through here. The NASDAQ is up 0.4%. ES is actually dead even right now. So a little bit of divergence here between the tech and the ES market, the S&P market by about 0.5%. So I will be looking to see if one of those correlates to the other. XLF is down 0.2. That's probably what driving XLF and XLV are down. That's what's driving the discrepancy between the NASDAQ and the ES. Energy is down 2.4%, so XLE is getting destroyed this morning. They're the biggest loser of the day. Oil, the energy sector is down. The MOVE index is up big time here. Everything else is pretty dang flat. The biggest bullish stock on the top 10 today, this morning, it looks like to be NVIDIA. They're up 0.78%. Everything else is kind of a little bit below that. So not too big of an outlier day. Most likely going to be a consolidation day going into the end of the week. Move index, for an elementary explanation of it, is going to be the VIX for the bonds. It's the volatility index for the bonds. The official name is the U.S. Bond Market Option Volatility Estimate. VIX for the bonds. Snap is in launch mode. Yeah, they are. What came out about Snap? I didn't even see any news about them. So we got a little bit of slow green candles up to R1. Nothing here. Nice, Braden. You bought Mountain Dew for half the price. CPI must be down. I love it. Half the do, baby. Half the do. So Amazon is flat. Microsoft flat. Apple, Tesla, Google. Google's coming up a little bit. Tesla's now coming up a little bit. XLF is flat. Got some green coming up here to R2. Potentially. Looking at the bookmap liquidity, we've got liquidity at 39.30. We got liquidity at 39.40. They had some at 85. They took off, and they have some all the way down at. Ooh, they've got a good amount of liquidity at 38.50. Muy interesante. Keeping an eye on things here. So we got a little bit of a bounce, 13-point bounce off of the open up to R2. They're top wicking it. Volume is already pretty anemic so far after we're bouncing off R1, already up to R2. VIX is coming off, broke out through pre-market range. They're right at the pre-market range at the moment. NASDAQ is still going up here. Jeez Louise. All right. Tesla's going. NVIDIA is rocketing right now, 1.7%. Absolutely, they're up 1% since the last look at it 10 seconds ago. Facebook's up, so a lot of buying pressure coming into tech at the moment. Amazon's finally climbing up. Apple's climbing up here. And going right under R2. So, let's try to make a move here. September 7th contracts. Currently looking at 30. I'm going to shift these up to 39.30s, which are going for about 13 bucks, and 39.10s, which are about $12. So, calls and puts are appropriately priced. There's not huge one way or the other. No huge discrepancy one way or the other. Deltas are running about 0.47%, which is a little higher than normal, but I attribute that to this increase in premium prices. So we've already taken out pre-market highs. Yesterday's highs is all the way up here in the 39.50 ballpark, which will be over R5. I do have an R6 calculated. I also have an S6 calculated, so I'm ready for that if things get a little hairy today. But we've already taken out pre-market. Quick 32%. Nicely done, Stashimo. All right. So a little bit top wick here, seeing if this thing's closing. I'm looking at the new split volume indicator to see where that's going to go. The buyers kind of stepped in right there. Sellers are stepping out. And watch R3 here. Yeah, so this 3,900 level continues to come on back to it. You know, this is obviously a sticking point in the market. We keep on coming off of it, below it, above it. The big volume saved us from destruction. Now, you know, I saw that alert down to 38.83 last night, and I was like, uh-oh. Things could get a little hairy. And then European market opened. I was like, nope, sorry. And they bounced it right back up. So we got some top wicks here right at R3. Watching liquidity, 39.50s being added. The overarching liquidity, there's a lot right here at 39.21, which we are just above right now, but a lot of liquidity right there. Red candle on XLF, top wick on the old S&P here. Nothing but green so far. That is the official name. The up-down volume is it. So I'm sure we can come up with something more creative, but that's what they called it. Up-down volume. Genius. 39.40 is strengthening. Right now we are well above all the EMAs, including VWAP. And we've got this liquidity right here, 39.20, that we're kind of grinding. You see, it is a significant level. A lot of interest right there at that 39.20 level. Almost 1,000 orders in this little range that we need to pay attention to. Let's see what happens. Hey, big pop-a-roni off of that. So that's a large iceberg right there. Now we're going higher. Man, straight buying on this thing. I guess we need to start just taking calls this morning. XLF is that. See right there, XLF rotated. We had a green reverse or red reversal on XLF, and that bounced and went higher. Then we got Fed speech. In terms of news today, today's Wednesday. We've got mortgages came out today. Exports came out today, and then the Fed coming out at 9 o'clock or Central, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And then Brainerd speaks later today as well. Man, big green candles. Look at this. This is crazy. 30-point pop already out of the day. Yeah, thanks, Dashimo. Appreciate it. I'm just being patient here. Let this thing do its thing. Set me up. Set that T nice and high so I can crank it. Right to R3. They shifted that liquidity up 39.25, 39.23. They brought it up 2 points. Apple events this morning, yeah. Things are starting to look pretty bullish. Nvidia's up 1.3. Tesla's now up 1.37. They've taken the lead as the leader of the day. Nothing but green. We're just squeezing right up of 39.04 to 39.30. So where was this in Pro yesterday? We're right on R3 here. R5 is quite significant. So if we do make it up to R5, just be ready for that volatile rejection up there, even if only temporary, but R5 is significant. Still have this liquidity we need to deal with here, 39.25, 39.23. We got 39.30 above us, 39.40. I'm going to check over to NASDAQ here. NASDAQ has got 12,200 pinned, which is another 100 points up for NASDAQ, which is nothing for NASDAQ. All right, watch liquidity here. Yep. So, I mean, in planning and wrapping up the this week's YouTube video to post, you know, I was reading the book, man, the book, Volume Price Analysis, and they talked about exactly that. Shane, or no, not Shane, Psychotic Seal. FOMO is a classic trader and investor fear. The trader waits and waits and waits before finally jumping in, just at the point when the market is turning, and they should be thinking of getting out instead. So, it affects us all. It affects us all. It causes us to buy calls at the top, puts at the bottom, instead of buying level to level. It's difficult. Where can I buy the book? I've got a link on my website, and I mean, you can get it anywhere. Amazon is where I got my copy originally. It's the complete guide to volume price analysis. All right, so we're holding R3. They had 2 red candles. Both of them flipped green. The buy volume is still bringing this up here. Coming on up. XLF is squeezing. Financial sector is going nuts. VIX is absolutely getting roasted too. Coming on down. You're going to throw an OM sticker on the snowboard. I love it. I need pictures when you actually get on the snow. You were trading as you were reading the book. No, I wasn't taking a trade up when I was reading right here, but no trades for me yet. No trades for me yet. As many copies I'm sure that I've sold in this server, she's got to be wondering where all this influx is coming from, but we'll see. That's why right here, like I'm waiting for this. I'm seeing how this volume comes out here because we have this big squeeze. And it's one of the reasons also that I don't trade a lot in the first 30 minutes of the day, because trades in the first 30 minutes happen so quick. You can FOMO frequently in the first 30 minutes of the day, because trades unfold so quick. You have no time to do past analysis. It just the market opens, horses out of the gate, boom, who's the leader? And you got to be very quick on some positions, otherwise you will FOMO in and out of trades or buy calls at the top. So I'm just trying to figure out where this thing is going. That's why, most of the time I'm not trading the first 30 minutes. I'll let this thing kind of do what it's got to do, write it off, and then control my emotions, and I'll position myself when kind of things settle down a little bit. What's up, Jim Money? J Money? Jim Money. XLF is 32.96. Still just absolutely squeezing. XLF is what's really driving this ES price action right here. After tech started to roll green, XLF followed along, and man, we are absolutely screaming. We're already going on 35 points off of that S1 bounce. Make sure you don't have it minimized. There's a little minimize button or a little arrow on the Discord. Make sure you don't have it minimized. Not one single red candle yet, just squeezing higher. We've attempted to put on a couple of red candles, but they've managed to hold them green. As we approach the top of the hour, we see the normal decline in volume that we see every day. So now what I'm trying to look for here is, do buyers maintain and bring this up to R5, or do sellers overcome this and refresh this back down? If we come on down, I'm looking to see where this thing is. I want the market to tell me where its supply and demand zones are today. I want to let it tell me that. So if this does reject, what I'll do, I'll set a dynamic swing high level wherever the tip top of where it rejects. And then once we bottom out again and start reverting back higher, I'll put another swing low where it bounces. And that'll kind of tell me the dynamic supply and demand zones today. And I'll play those. I'll exploit those. That's a weakness in the market. And I'm going to exploit it. But first I need to see where this thing's going to go. Patience. So, nothing but green so far. Nothing but green so far. Things are diminishing. We got liquidity, 39.17, 39.40. I would be inclined to scalp a put here, but there's a lot of liquidity up above with very large icebergs above here too, and XLF is still squeezing green. So I think there could be time to scalp a put to the downside, but I don't think it's here. But we'll see. Lerat's short 39.29. I calculated them on the 3-minute, but as you know, you all know that I'm always flipping back and forth between the 3, the 5, 15. We just printed the 15-minute candle, the first 15-minute candle, which is obviously very green. And the 30 minutes not going to tell me anything different here until top of the hour. Tesla's still going crazy. Yeah, significant buy volume on Tesla. Nothing but green on XLF. Nothing but green on Tesla. PMI today at 10. I don't think so. No, I don't have any PMI. I got Redbook at. Oh, it's already over with. Well, here, no, Redbook's already over. Yeah, the next thing we got going on is Fed at 10 o'clock. FOMC Mester. And then we've got Brainerd at 12:35. Nvidia sold right back off and is continuing to sell off. Interesting. All right, so putting the first swing high level at 39.30 on the dot on ES. So 39.30, that's my first swing high. Dynamic level. You're at killing it as usual. Killing it as usual. Well, Nvidia's pumped. You know, Nvidia is a highly manipulated stock, just like Tesla. So you're going to see that stock price heavily manipulated by the option chain and by, of course, the pumping numbers. Yeah, so the swing high levels are, you know, obviously I put on my SR levels. So now I want to know exactly where the market's rejecting and where the market is bouncing. So whenever I see an oscillation in the market like that, I'm putting on a swing high right there, 39.30. Alt J. If you do Alt J, that key combination, that'll put on a segment. Great job, Lee, right? That's a heck of a trade right there. So there's the first test of the 8 EMA, bounce off 8 EMA. Bottom liquidity is 39.20. I'm looking at 39.30 calls. I don't see any liquidity on below, only above. All right, 39.30 calls. Let's see here, 39.30. $39.21 off of the 8 EMA. Liquidity is 39.20. R3. Apple is starting to round over, 155.2. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for how they're going to do this liquidity at 39.20 right here. We've just absorbed that right there at 20. They've got 18. Man, what a smoke show on Nvidia. They went from up 1.7% to down 0.2. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. They just took off 39.40, 39.30's on, 39.10 being put on, 39.30 shifted down. All right, I've got 39.30 calls put up here just in case we come up and break off of the 8 EMA to come up. Data feed, yeah, I have the Global Plus, and then I'm using the DX feed and Rhythmic. You don't need both. I have both. You don't need both, though. All you need is, depends on what indicators you want to use. All right, coming off R2 here. See if we can make a move. SPX 39.30 calls currently going for $12.30. If we break down here, though, I will look for puts down at the bottom of the range, but right now the buyers are holding this up right here at the LRS VWAP. I haven't talked about oil yet. No, I'm going to let this morning play out, and I'm going to go start diving into energy to see what's going on because they are heavily down on the day. They've got liquidity up to 39.30. And a bottom wick green candle right there. This right here, this pivot will be an interesting pivot because this will tell us we're either going to be confined to just a sideways range day to day, or if we're going to head up to R5 and just really open up this range. So we'll see how this pivot works right here. We're coming up on the top of the hour, popping back up. Trader J Jabroni is in calls. We got some red coming in on Amazon. XLF is green. Apple's trying to go green. Going back up. Would you use VWAP on ES on electronic hours or regular hours? I do it all. I do pre-market in. I bring it in the extended hours in the trading session on ES. My analysis on ES trumps everything. Yeah, this is not too convincing to me. I was looking for calls off the 8 here, but this is kind of rackety. The volume is not really that indicative of too much. But in liquidities, we got 39.30 liquidity and 39.10, 39.40, so everywhere here. Overall, just being pretty patient here. Apple hasn't done too well with their prior events because they haven't really done much. Like, they're not really releasing anything innovative. First time they come out with a serious change that is obviously people like, you'll see something going crazy. Little green here, R3. Coming up. They have new colors. That's right. I got my money. I hope I don't lose it. Well, don't trade anymore. You got your money. And get out. You don't need to trade. All right, we're coming back up to the swing high level. Second test. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if they went back to the old adapter? the old charging port. It's like, you're welcome, Renee. All right, off R3, 39.25. Not quite the 39.30 swing level. Off R3, 39.20. So if we break this level, Amazon's coming down here. So tech is starting to have a little weakness, especially with NVIDIA breaking red. That's huge. That's huge. Apple is still trying to hang out there. XLK, I'm going to go through the X's here. Y is way up, but they're coming off. XLF. Everything's pretty much looking the same except for energy. Doing its thing. Top wick off R3. 39.21. Look at that move right there. Look at that move. Tell me something. Give me some volume to tell me something. Off R3. Amazon's coming back down, about to put a low in the day in. Downside there. XLF is top wicking. 39.10 puts is what I'll take if I take a put. No plays yet. No plays yet. But be ready. We're coming up on that move where we could break up or down here. Yeah, VWAP on ES is down to on R1, so we got a ways to go for ES for the S&P VWAP here. Yeah, dollar's going crazy. Thursday's got a, ooh, wow, look at that. Yeah, not Mester. There are a lot of catalysts coming up on Thursday. Powell speaks on Thursday, tomorrow. Big red here. Watch VWAP down to R1. We got liquidity 39.30 still there, but they're adding more 39.10 and 39.05. Bank of Canada hikes policy interest rate by 75 basis points, 3.25. Heck of a move, right back down. That's across the board too. Tech and XLF dropping there, but bottom wicking still. Yeah, super light liquidity and volume for sure. It's one of the reasons I'm still sitting on the sidelines here. It's just a lot of wicky, low volume stuff here. Nice, Steven. $10 a.m. Pacific time is the Apple event. Specific time. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Does S2 have S6? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because I manually inputted the S6. That's why. Thank you for reminding me. Come down to S6. I gotta zero that out. There you go. Look at that bottom wick to green. Cray cray. Yeah, have you ever heard someone call it specific time instead of Pacific time? Yeah, I've heard that before. Makes me cringe. Taking you for granted. Yeah. Yeah. Man, look at that old bottom wickeroni. Right off VWAP on the ES and R1. A lot of crap right there where we just bounced off of. There's like 10 different points of correlation right there. How do I see VWAP? With my eyes. See, I personally look at VWAP on ES. Yes, we do. I do have all the indicators on SPY, but any analysis on ES for me trumps the SPX and SPY. So for me, right now, yes, VWAP is secondary on there, but there's a lot going on at R1. We've got a couple of different larger levels. We've got prior swing lows. We've got VWAP, R1, everything. The median price of the pre-market, everything right here at R1. So we came on down, big old red candle, bottom wicked under huge buy volume there. Actually, I'm going to alter that. Big volume. That's about 45. It's about 55% buy, 45% seller's volume. So the buyers barely eked out that candle. Overall, large volume. And now look at this breakdown on this price on that candle. So right there, look at the normal cumulative volume candle as opposed to the breakdown at the bottom. Yes, that's a big buy. It looks like a big old green buy volume candle. But look at the bottom. Look at the breakdown. It's only like 55% buy and then 45% sell, just a little bit. I'm just ballparking those percentage amounts, but the buyers just barely overcame that. Overall, very large candle, and the net result was a big bottom wick flipped up candle there. So the best trading psychology book in terms of psychology right now, the best one that's printed is going to be Trading in the Zone. The one that's in the futures will be my book coming out in about a year. Being paranoid, did they chase that stop loss before sending it up? Probably, yeah. Yeah, it was probably just stop loss candle. I wasn't watching the bookmap stops, but now they did put on liquidity. They threw down up there at 39.40 and 39.30, and of course 39.12 below. Line on that indicator is the net volume. So look at that. Look at the screenshot I just posted. You see how on that big green candle, the little horizontal line is right at the bottom of the green candle on the bottom on the up-down volume? That tells me that the buyers just barely eked out the net result of the volume. So you take all the buyers, you subtract all the sellers, the net result is where that line is. Oh, I like it. That's the name. Hey, that right there, J Butts, is going to be the chapter, the title of the chapter. Love it. Yeah, up down volume. Up down volume. No trades for me right now. I'm just watching this thing shake and bake. If you smell that warm, crispy aroma, it's a shake and bake. And right now it's shaking and baking. 39.30 is above us. We've got a lot of wicks here under the buy. Right now the buyers and sellers are duking it out. Duking it out. Up down volume. Up down volume. Yeah, Stashimo just did the screenshot of it, couple of posts up. So it's a trading view. It's a trading view indicator, so it's not. There's no author on it. What's up, dog? Got him. Y'all are crazy. All right. Watch out for, man, we're right in the middle of no man's land here. Liquidity above and below. They still can't separate from this level, which we're just kind of hanging out here at pre-market highs. But we're just chilling. I think so. I think we're just, we're still going to consolidate here in a relative, in a range. We might have some ups and downs, but I think we were going to face some consolidation before going into Tuesday's CPI. Thank you for drilling home the small position sizes. Took a nasty 100% loss yesterday due to that E-Trade error, but I did my job protecting my account. Will live to trade another day. There you go. You're never out of the fight. You're never out of the fight. As long as you don't overposition yourself. I can promise you with 100% certainty that every single person listening right now and every single person trading will face a 100% loss on an option trade at some point. It's 100% certainty that'll happen, that you'll lose 100% of your money on a trade. Do you want that to be 1% of your account, or do you want that to be 100% of your account? That's up to you. I'm doing the EDGX bundle. There you go. Saloon. Jeez Louise, I love it. What are some factors that make you super confident when trying to get into a trade? Great question, Shane. I am looking for one. The big thing that's going to provide me confidence is volume. Obviously, I'm looking for price action and volume. But when I see a price action start to unfold, it pretty much means nothing to me unless I see substantial volume. if I want full confidence. Now, occasionally I will trade off price action. That's not necessarily correlated by volume and vice versa. But for me, if I want full confidence, and that means to up my position size and put more risk on, I need to see price action and volume working together in tandem the way I want to see it. It doesn't happen very often. That's why I'm not slinging big position sizes often. But whenever I do see that, I want to put down some risk. Yeah, right now this price action is nasty, so I'm just going to hang on here, see what we doing. See what we doing. I've got 39.30. Man, that 39.30 has been staying on there. It's not even moving. Not even moving. Microsoft just put a new low in. Apple's about to put a low in. So is Amazon. And yet ES is now. But they're almost correlated. They were off about 0.5%. NASDAQ was up about 0.5% relative to the ES, and now they're almost correlated. They're only off by about 0.1% now. This thing is coming on down. $39.10 puts currently going for what? $14, $13. Eventually, yeah, MF Doom. I'm trying to let the fall months trying to come into play here. Maybe sometime mid to late September. Basically, I'm looking for a bottom because I think the energy is going to go back up. I'm bottom wicking here. All right, I have got here. You know what? I'll just do this. I'll just do this. I'm watching this stuff here at 39.10s. Where'd you go? There you go. That's what I got right there. $39.30 still there. It hasn't moved. That's the only level today that's not been really taken off or on. Everything else has been added, removed. But they're still holding that $39.30, so I'm watching that to see it removed. Those are the two I've got. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Nothing yet. $39.14 trickling on down here. Volume is still diminishing. Down to VWAP. NASDAQ has a large level at 12,080. Amazon's putting a new low in. All of tech is putting a low in. NVIDIA absolutely got destroyed. and still getting destroyed. Facebook is getting destroyed. Wow. Look at Facebook. Trickling on down to R1 here. Calls. $39.30 calls here. I'm banana, $8.70 for $39.30 calls. I'm in calls. Y'all catch that? Right there. So, what am I looking for here? I would love to see 39.25 on SPX. I'm sorry, ES 39.25. If I get 39.25, I'll scale. If we get to swing high, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, 39.30 calls. And I'm going to hold this one a little bit. I tried to get in at 790, but I couldn't get in, so I'll take my fill. A little higher fill, but I think we're going up. I think we going up. Buyer volume coming in. There's R2, $8.70. I posted in the day trades channel. So, all right. If we take out 39.20, I'm looking for 39.24 to start scaling. If we have a breakdown, obviously I'll exit, but we'll see what happens here. All right. There's R2. 39.30 still up there. If I get 39.30, that'd be beautiful. I don't know if we'll get up there that quickly, but that's what I'm looking for. So, 39 to $10. There's $10.20. Give me one good candle. There we go. There we go. If we could absorb 39.20, I'm looking for R3 would be beautiful here. Nice exo set. $1 on those. Beautiful. There's 10.40. There's 10.50. Come on, baby. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something. And they top wicked. Oof. No good. That was a play off one of my tier 2 levels, which was also this, obviously R1 is substantial as well. I was trusting that level. That this level, not to mention this 3,900 level, has been substantial throughout the entire week. Today was no different. We bounced off of it pre-market. We came on down and we bounced off of it right there. So, yeah. Big green candle coming in right here. See if we can close this green candle and go up to 39.30. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, I just closed half at 10.50 right there. I don't like that top wick keeps on forming. So if we can close this candle green, I'd have a lot more confidence, but they keep on top of it. So I'm taking some risk off here, see if we can make a move. I entered freaking late. I wanted to get in way earlier on that candle, but I entered late. There we go. See if we can close it. Let's go. Come on, baby. Get up to 39.30. Keep on top wicking it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Another top wick red. Yeah, I'm getting out. No thanks. $39.30. $10.20, $10.10, $9.90, all over the place. We are kind of in this no man's land, but we are no buyer strength. I was hoping to get up to 39.30 there, but nice. Hello, Dan. 50%. I'll take it all day long. Not yet, Prism Mike. Not yet. I'll yell it out. I'll yell it out. Chirpy Mike, 15%. Love it. All right, $11.20. That's what I'm looking at. We got the EMAs curling back up here. I've got 39.30 liquidity, but there's still very light volume and a lot of top wicks, which is not good for confidence. So, and you never get hurt taking profits. The market can't touch you if you're not in the white van with free candy on it. All right. I was trying to get 12 bucks out of that, but I can't even get that. 10.10 out. Closed it. Eject. Whatever. Banana split. Pull up. Pull up. Yeah, you never get hurt taking profits, for sure. 7%. Hey, I'll take it. Wholesome, 7%. Nicely done. Yeah, we had a training video that they showed to us with an instructor in the back and the pilot in the front, student pilot in the front, and on takeoff they were about 500 feet AGL, and they sucked in a goose in their engine, killed the engine, in a single engine aircraft F-16. So you see, I mean, at that AG above ground level, so at that altitude, you don't even try to restart. So they tried to see if they could turn. Figure out the problem. Once they figure out that they're too low, you hear the instructor start yelling, eject, 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 and then they punch. Both of them punch. Ain't no fun. Jeez Louise. Have I ever ejected? Negative. Never ejected. The goose was not okay. The goose was turned into confetti. Goose around. All right, so one play, not too bad a profit actually. I was looking for a little more than that, obviously, but hey, whatever. That's right there is the beauty of my levels. Is that my levels can pretty much give me a great confidence on 10 to 15%, and then if I get 50%, hey, every day it can't be 100%er. Little gooseroni. What tipped you into the trade? 39.07 is a substantial level. I mean, it's a substantial level. There's a whole crap ton of stuff going on at R1. There's literally just, the market put a trampoline at us at 39.07 and said, do with this what you will. Historical price action, we've got R1, which is significant. The median price all throughout pre-market, all a bunch of stuff. So I was like, all right, well, if we come down to touch R1, I'm taking a call off it. And I still missed it by $1.50. I still missed my fill by $1.50. I was trying to get lower sevens. Couldn't get filled. I eventually chased it up to 870. Finally got a fill. And that's only because I was willing to pay $9. And I got a fill of 870. Yeah, if you are tier 2, if you are new to tier 2, the macro levels are posted in the weekly game plan channel. Those are the levels I post every Sunday night. And they are good for the entire week. And I update them every Sunday. Yeah, the F14. Yep. I've heard about that. Thanks, Super Econ. Do I think 38.50 is possible today? I'd say it's it's definitely possible, but it's unlikely. Nice, Tim Crom. $12.30. How to join Tier 2? Head over to theoptionsmillionaire.com website, click on memberships, and select the Tier 2. Yeah. We have a couple of different ways to pay. You can do PayPal or do a credit card or whichever. But nice heat pop. Oof. Look at this green. Look at this green candle. Green-a-roni. Green-a-roni jabroni. Should have held. Dad, burn it. Poop. It's alright. I'm good. It is. You're right. Profit's profit. That's right. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. So. Nice, Elise. Good stuff. Right back up to R3 and 39.30. Coming back up. XLF is popping. Everything else is bouncing. So there you go. If you held that 39.30, hopefully Gamma comes home for Christmas. All right. What would make me re-enter? If we took out 39.30 under volume, I'll look for another re-entry here. But, yeah, so. Man, look at that move right there. Holy crap. What a move that is. Substantial buy volume coming right back up. I think it could happen, yeah. Hopefully y'all are still holding that 39.30. They're now priced at $15. That'd have been a beautiful trade. Almost 100% right there if I would have held. Coming up, see if we break this level. I'm going to bring up 39.40 calls now for $10.20. VIX is really coming off, $26. Look at that. Holy crap. Gah, where'd that come from? Macro levels, baby. Got to start trusting those more, man. Every time I don't trust them, I regret it. 39.40's up there, 39.35 and 39.50 going on up. Trust the levels. Trust the levels. Oh, man. Look at that. That is a move and a half right there. That is a move and a half right there. They even got 39.50 pinned up way up higher. So that substantial buy volume here, follow through, right through R4. Nice, Damien. Anybody hold those 39.30s longer than I did? Hopefully. Nice. Well done. That's all I care about right there. What a move right there. All right, let's look at 39.40s, which are just above us. Those should be paying well over 100% by now if you're still holding. I got 39.40 calls, $12.40. Let's see if it takes out R4. I love you, Balancy. I don't like to use the word probably very often, our day trader, but it's likely that that is the target if we continue to breach. However, we still have to get through 39.40. We just rejected R4. The volume here is definitely on the buyer's side. It's lots of follow through here, lots of buy up. They're not adding anything above R or 39.50. They do have that level way on 39.70, but that's already been there. But right now they're dynamically adding 47, 50, 60, even 67. Honestly, FOMO, Prison Mike. FOMO. If you sign up for Tier 1, can you upgrade to Tier 2 at any time? Yes. And we'll figure out the price difference. But yeah. 120%. Well done. Killer. Nearly equal buy volume in the last three candles. Do you think it's algos? Though that one big buy candle was huge. That was the biggest volume candle of the day. That 9:30 candle, 10:30 entry Eastern time, was the biggest buy volume of the day. Biggest candle of the day. And it was all buy volume. Well, 80% buy volume. Is there ever a divergence between SPY and SPX? Nothing of substance, no. I mean, it's always off pretty much like 0.03, 0.05%, but that's it. Nice, John Taylor. Down 40, now up 20. Beautiful. Dadgummit. That would have been a beautiful trade. It was a great trade. It was a fantastic entry. Should have held longer. All right, I'm done with my pity party. Sorry, I got a little emotional there. 39.32. I'm looking 39.40 still. Right on R4. How do you know the difference between volume, buy or sell? That new indicator, the up-down volume indicator. Up-down volume indicator. You know, I think you're probably right, Mohammed, but I'm still not going to. I'm still not going to sell calls, sell any. I'm pretty much done writing premium until this stuff. I mean, maybe some 1 days or 2 days if I'm feeling antsy, I'll do it. But I just don't want to waste the brain power of managing a position. All right. R4 is not significant. All the levels do have meaning, yes, but R4 is not significant, which means I would expect if we're going to go up to break that and test R5. But no, I love counter trend trades, patient purple, but treat them from what it is, a counter trend trade, and I look to take profits very quickly on counter trend. If I get one candle out of it, I'm good to close. I don't even scale out, just closed. Yeah, so that small line on that up-down volume indicator is the net volume. So it tells you what the net result of the sellers and buyers is. Oh, wow. Very cool. That's an awesome picture. Yeah. I'd have that thing framed. Was down 30%, took 14%. Nice, Jimmy. Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, y'all just keep pinging me. I'll do it. That book map. I get wrapped up here. Man, Sir Bill posted a beautiful picture in the hobbies channel. That's incredible. I'm jealous of y'all that live on the West Coast like that, just for the geography, not for the taxes though. Is there an inverse association? Not a direct inverse association. That tends to, on a macro perspective, that tends to be how things work, but it's not a direct correlation. There's a little more analytics that have to go into that. What is IV right now, by the way? IV is off 3%. So IV came off 3%, 4%. Right now, the buyers are from the past 3 minutes. No, I'd say the past 6 minutes. The sellers are overcoming buyers. But let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 15-minute. Way more buyers than sellers in the 15-minute. Yeah, Seraph, didn't you play the 3960? Yeah, the 39.60 calls are going to be destroyed on any small movement. That's why you got to play aggressive yet realistic. I think 39.60 was way, way, way too aggressive because any one candle you're going to get smoked. Aggressive yet realistic. 39.60 wasn't realistic. Yep, so I would do another. Great question, Super Econ. I would do another swing high level at 39.3650, which is pretty much also R4. So R4 was rejected perfectly. And that's where I put another one. And we're kind of just stair-stepping up here. If I was to take a put, I would be looking 39.20s. 39.20s. They still have liquidity above. They still have 40, we'll still have 50, and we still have, of course, 72, which is way on up there. Oh, nice, Saraf. Yeah, glad you're here. Yeah, so when you're an option, there's more to options trading than stock trading. If you're trading stocks, you don't have to worry about much. You just buy and sell at levels. That's it. For options, there's more you have to think about. You have to bring in IV. You have to bring in theta. You have to bring in delta and gamma. You have to bring in timing. Timing is everything with options. So taking a 39.60, it's completely extrinsic. And what that means is that theta is going to absolutely whop your position on any counter movement on the price. So like a 39.60, you probably bought somewhere in the ballpark of 3900, 3910, 3920. That's still anywhere between 50 to 40 points out, which is completely extrinsic. So yes, you may get some pump and premium as we climb, but since they're so far outside of the money, any degradation in the price action is going to completely destroy your premiums. So that's why I'm always saying I always want to take a strike that's aggressive yet realistic. I want my option to be slightly outside of the money where the price action climbs, hits at the money, and then goes in the money, and then keeps on going deeper and deeper in the money. That's where you get your delta, and then you get your gamma. And when gamma comes over for Christmas, that's when she starts handing out tendies. And that's the best option for me. I don't even know what tendies are. I heard that somewhere on Twitter. It could be vulgar. I don't know. I apologize. I don't know. But, all right, we're still hanging out here, 39.30. Chicken tendies. Yeah, I love chicken tendies. If you want to take off risk, there's two things you can do. Closer expiration, and then closer to the strike, or even in the money. In the money positions. If you want to take off or put on risk, more risky, you do shorter expiration, and you do further outside the money. I'm sorry, did I say less risk is further out, further strikes, further expiration. So anyway, y'all are going crazy with the chicken tenders here. Low volume, rejecting R4 on top of ADMA. Apple is now down 0.5%. They are off from 155, and they are getting destroyed. I need to zoom in my charts a little bit. XLF is way up. So So one small scalp so far. If you held the original position, you would have had well over 100%, but for me, as it stands, slightly green. We are definitely pointing to the upward direction. Liquidity is up to 39.40, but Apple is kind of making sure that we don't go too high here. Would I consider puts on a day like today? Sure, there's plenty of sellers in this market right now, but there's more buyers than sellers. So what I'm looking for here, as we go higher into resistance, I'm looking to see if the buyers are going to start to fizzle out. We're going to go into supply, and then we transact back down. So how come Apple dumped and ES is not going down? XLF, financials. Financials and healthcare are both holding the S&P up. That's why now the divergence has flipped. NASDAQ was up about 0.55% higher than the S&P. Now the NASDAQ is lower than the S&P by a factor of 0.05%. There's already been one Pandaroni, but not right now. I'm not going to take a strangle tomorrow. It might be, but I'm not going to take one. A lot. Yeah, XLF and XLV a lot. Especially with the bonds and the yields. The XLF is going to have a big role in the market. So, on the X sectors, which one is more important? It all depends. I would say, I'll kind of break it down in ranges. Like, so the top 5 X sectors are you got tech, you got consumer, you got healthcare, you got financials, you got industry. Last I looked, they do reallocate. So I'm not going to say any one is more important. They all move independently, and they all are very important. For me, XLK is going to be most of your tech. So that's going to be the biggest chunk, which you could argue that is the most important. But I do a good job of monitoring all the tech anyway. So for me, in terms of monitoring the X sectors, I want to monitor stuff that I don't usually monitor on a daily basis. Like I monitor all of tech at a moment's notice in any time. So I keep a close eye on XLF for me because of the bonds and the yields and how they move. And when I see a divergence, case in point, this morning, the NASDAQ was up, a lot. ES was only dead flat. And that divergence was caused by the financial sector being so green. And of course, the financial sector now is up 0.8%. XLY, there's a couple of holdings in XLY that are in tech that will attribute to that being green. So yes, that's important as well, and I do monitor that, but that's usually encompassed in my monitoring some of the big tech sectors. I personally don't use Fibonacci that way. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's not the way I use it. From what I'm seeing here from volume and price action, and with liquidity on Bookmap, I do agree that right now we are pointing upwards until told otherwise. And that's kind of why I always put that until told otherwise on there, because right now we're trending upwards. And I attribute that to one, the volume and price on the 15-minute, 30-minute, and the other charts, the longer dated charts, because that's going to help me. And zooming out for time frame continuity, not just staying on the 3-minute, but go to the 3, 5, 15, 30, 60-minute charts. Some people even going out to the 2-hour charts, but I pretty much stop at the 60-minute. It's going to show you that right now we are trend up on increasing buy volume into the top of the hour here. Now, I need to see those buyers really hold here and go higher so we can get through R4 and then possibly even have a target of R5. Jabroni Trader Jace is R6. Yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely welcome. Good questions, though. What's the absolute value trying to tell you on the up-down? The net result of the volume. Basically, it's telling you the same thing that the volume indicator on TradingView is telling you. Right now, I'm looking at 39.40 calls, 39.20 puts. I think we're going back up to at least R4 here. No, I closed my calls. De-stoic. Did you see buy volume coming in at the top up-down indicator when you took the calls? I did, yes. But mainly that for me was a level confidence trade. That trade had to happen quick, so I was looking for a bounce off of strength levels. Putin will not supply oil, fuel, or gas if price caps are introduced, which will pretty much devastate the European economy. Look at this green right up to R4. We've got 38 minutes before UK closes and another rejection right under R4 here. Right at R4. Can't break through R4. XLF is the only thing pretty much holding up the S&P this high for now. Right on there. How many rejections? If I see 3 rejections, I'm looking for that's make or break time. 3 rejections pretty much is make or break time. Trying to hold R4 here. You're welcome to Stoic. All right, we got book map here posted 39.35, 39.40, and 45, just kind of trickling up here. Yeah, I told y'all consolidation into CPI, so don't expect anything cray-cray. We got 39.36 right here. The fact that we got 36 points out of today's jump off of pre-market is pretty awesome so far. CPI is Tuesday. Am I bussing today? I am bussing. I feel bussing. Nice. Bussing them tendies for real. For real. CPI is Tuesday morning, 8:30 Eastern. I'm in no real hurry to take trades today. You know, we've had a fantastic Friday, a fantastic Tuesday. Today we've got a little 20%er there. Nothing crazy, but I'm happy. So there's no need for me to force a trade today. All I'm doing is looking for opportunity. I don't want opportunity to pass me by, and I don't want to force it. Waiting for a good play. Especially with next week. Next week, you know, I'm kind of looking off in the distance. I see a storm of volatility, and I love it. If we do reject R4, I'm looking for a third test. If we reject R4, I will take a put down to 39.20, if not below. However, XLF is the only thing holding the S&P up this high. Tech right now is either flat or down on price action, except for Tesla. Tesla's still holding their highs. So I'm looking to see if XLF is going to bring us higher or make us retrace a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably see a little bit of volatility there from Brainerd speaking, but it all depends on what he says. Next week is CPI. Yeah. I will be taking a strangle Monday afternoon. Yeah. Nice heap up. So we got, what, 39.45 here. We've got, man, this is 1, 2, 3 coming on down. If we reject here one more time, we're coming off. We're coming off. What are y'all talking about? Is Brainerd a guy? Brainerd's a girl. Female. Can you talk about the strangle? Is there a video about how to learn it? I do have a video on how to trade long strangles. It's in my YouTube educational series. You're definitely welcome. By the way, if you are new, I have this videos channel I'm going to post in the Discord. That's got all my YouTube links. I've also got affiliate links where all of my affiliates are to save you money. So, I know we had a lot of new people this week. Right there. Nope. Yeah, VIX is still drilling 25.63. Where's a good pivot on the VIX here? Not for a while. No, I'm not in any calls. Unless you're messing with him. I don't know if you're messing with him. Oh, okay. Yeah. VIX is now 25.73. If you don't, there are two types of VIX. If you're looking up in TradingView, you make sure you're choosing the TVC VIX. TVC is going to be the live VIX. If you're choosing CBOE, it won't be live. It'll be 15-minute. We'll do it live. We've got 29 minutes until UK market closes. David, I wish. Look at that little red-a-roni. I don't know. I don't do any charting or that stuff on. I don't even look at the VIX on IBKR. It's only on for me TradingView. The only thing I do IBKR on is, in terms of my option trading is going to be buying stocks, options, and stuff like that. Just the purchasing, absolute execution. All the analytics, which I include VIX in my analytics, is on TradingView. 39.40 still up there. Look at that old bottom wick right there, man. Still lower volume. Yeah, but there's wicks all over the place. Still going higher. This is still a buyer environment. For me, personally, I'm looking at calls until otherwise shown. You talking about the website IBKR, like not the trader station? I have used it before. I've also used their app. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I definitely prefer the trader workstation. It's awesome. All right, here's another test of R4. This is like the 5th or 6th test of R4. If we take this out, we're going to R5, baby. Man, look at that pepperoni. I like a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese. Look at that thing. Not yet. Not another one, at least. I haven't seen that stub. Another rejection of R4. Just can't get through it. There's no volume here. There's no follow-through. Yep, confirmation to close. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for, at least. Nice, Balancy. Killing it. Beautiful, Nick. I love it. A firm lurking. A firm. I need a chapter in my book with one-liners and phrases. I love it. I can do it. How much volume am I looking for? Exactly 39,000. If I don't get that, then I ain't taking calls. That's the volume for ants. 38,500 is terrible. You're welcome, Paolo. I'm just kidding. For me, it's all relative. Volume's relative. So it's not a particular number I'm looking for. It's relative to the time frame. Right now, if we can get volume to come up to where it was in 10:30, to me that would suffice as sufficient influx of volume. Right now, the volume is diminishing off. I need the volume to I just need to see an influx of volume, basically. I need to see an increased participation for the market. Oh my gosh. Spider-Man had to make it weird. And if you've got the book, go read page 36 right now of the volume price analysis book. What is the volume price? What does page 36 talk about? It's actually a great page. I've got freaking a ton of notes on that page. But she says it's all relative. Stop wasting time trying to figure out the amounts of volume and just compare it to the relative time frame, both in the short term and the long term. Because that's what you need to know. You don't need to know a certain point of volume in terms of amount. You need to know influx and outflow of volume. Do we have an inflow of volume here? That tells you increased participation. Do you have an outflow of volume? That tells you decreased participation. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's a great question, PJ. I will still take the trade on the market close. The reason being is because a lot of that times we have a big move, especially CPI, leading up to the event, and I don't want to miss out on that move. And when I start getting to the point of timing that kind of crap, now I will time my exits a lot better, so that it'll help me on my exits. But in terms of entries, I'll still take them on the close of the day. 56%. Nice balancing. They are adding some liquidity lower. Interesting. All the way down to 39.25. Yeah, how to do a strangle. So me personally, I like to be in the ballpark of 20 to 30 points outside the money on the calls and the puts for a strangle. A long strangle, not a short strangle. A long strangle is buying both a call and a put. That's not the same strike. So what I do is whatever the position closes, or like usually I take them at the end of the day. So let's say if the price is 3,900, I'm going to look at 39.30 call and a 38.70 put, which is 30 up, 30 down. By the way, green candles here. Separating through R4. So 39, let's see here. God, look at that. Man, look at this move. Low volume move here, but it's predominantly buyers. That's why we're jumping. Although it's low volume, it's all buyers. Yeah, so good. That's true. But Friday and today you would have got destroyed taking calls, or Friday and yesterday you would have got destroyed taking calls at the open. So it doesn't, it worked today, yeah, but. $39.40. I appreciate that, Edgar. You the man. I always appreciate y'all's support. Yeah, this is a little more difficult, Mohammed. You just gotta try to find a position at the lows. That's all. They're adding 39.30 liquidity to the top, man. But they're adding 50 and they're adding up to 72. Gah. What we got here? We got Brainerd in an hour. 20 minutes till UK closes. I did not patient purple. No. Do we need an R6? I'll let you know at R5. Right now, there's no the volume is dropping on this move up, which tells me that until I see an influx of volume, we'll see if this thing can hold. You know, honestly, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely seeing the price action I'm wanting to see, but it's a little wonky. There's a lot of wicks. We can't go 2 candles without a wick in this lower volume. Overall, I'm just being patient here. Although, you know, Amazon just rocketed, put in a high. Apple's still lower, but trying to make its move. Google is going nuts here, and everything just went very, very green. $50 and $70. They got 50 on big time. I probably would look to, if I was in a play, I would be at least scaling out for sure at R5, definitely. That's a significant level. Oh, man. Very nice, Florist. Man, this thing. Wow, look at that pop to. Oh, wow. Wow. 39.50s up there. Huge stop just came in too. And iceberg, and that is an absolute blast. Look at that. That's on lower volume too, so let's see if that happens after that. But that thing is just going, absolutely rocketing. So. All right, R6 is 395.33. I'll post it. 395.33. So Apple's recovering, Amazon is straight squeezing, Google's squeezing, all of tech is bouncing back up aggressively, and we just going. Crazy stuff. So they have liquidity. Now, let's see if Bookmap is correct. Bookmap has been pinning 39.70 all morning long, and it's starting to look more and more likely the higher we get here. So, going crazy. Here's the first test of R5. Let's see how we deal with it. VIX is still dropping, 25 and change. R1 to R5 move right there. Now volume's coming in. So that's an influx of volume. Buyers are supporting this move. 39.60. Man. The only time I move the dynamic levels is when we actually pivot. We haven't pivoted yet. We're just going straight up. How much of that volume is institutional? A lot of it. I mean, though we had a big influx of of volume there, which probably was some of it institutional there. So. Bam. Here's what we got above 39.50 and then 39.70. Right there. Here, all right. First rejection of R5. Yep. 39.30. All liquidity. There's nothing really anything below except for a little onesies and twosies, but all liquidity is higher. 39.50, 39.70. I don't even want to look at my 39.30 calls right now. Terrible. You needed to know. Killing me. Nice, Ralph. Well done. Now, I'm not looking for puts on this type of run until I see the seller's volume come in here. Now, if that candle top wicked and rejected big time and took out the prior low, maybe. But right now, we're just grinding higher. Our 39.50 is a key point. 39.70 is above that. I'm more apt to look for call entries here than anything. As we grind higher slowly, would you consider going into some longer dated puts? Maybe closer into CPI. How the market reacts to CPI and going into FOMC will be a huge determinant of what I'm looking for longer dated puts. Because looking out on the daily, we're in a consolidation area at the moment, and we've been grinding lower since August 17th. So going on about a month now, we've been grinding lower. I do have R6 posted in the market analysis channel. Right now, it does appear that we're probably going to go to R6. I don't have an R7 calculated. I'll have to dig in if we need that. Any advice on handling directional bias? If you're not swing trading, then who cares about where the market's going to go up or down? That's why I'm very cautious to put on swing trades, because one, it affects my bias. Two, this market's difficult to swing trade at the moment. So I approach every single day as if it's a new day. Like, I don't care if it's bullish or bearish. Like, I don't care about that. I'll play puts just as fast as I'll play calls, and vice versa. Now, if you have a problem with directional bias, I would go into every day with the thought process of taking calls and let the market show you puts. Always side on the side of calls, and then be convinced to take puts if you have a bias problem and you can't break it. Always question your bearish thesis if you have a problem with that. And then, of course, who cares about a bias if you're not swing trading? Doesn't matter. Why are you so worried about the macro trend if you're scalping and day trading day to day? Doesn't matter. It's Cal's opinion. And then, of course, we can get deeper into that conversation and have, if we're talking about position sizing, and you're playing a put this morning, then forget about the put and put on a call. You're at least going to make up some of your losses and then worry about managing the put. Oh, nice. I'll take a look. All right, here's another test of R5 right here. I've got 3960 calls up and ready here. Another rejection of R5. And it's not easy. It's not easy to remove a bias. It takes experience because you get so wrapped up in playing puts and calls, and you see bullish activity come up when you're expecting bearishness, and you start to wonder why. Russia's invading. We've got this, and this, and that, and CPI 9.1, and we're still going up. But if we break R5, I would expect 3960 to come pretty quickly. Well, JJ Butts, in order to overcome that, you've got to div down into price action and then volume. You've got to look at volume to really base your confidence on. It's precisely why I haven't really taken I've only taken one call today. But because there's a lot of outflow, like volume is frequently just popping in and out quickly, and we keep getting a lot of top wicks. So right now I'm just seeing if we could take a position up here to R6, and then after that I probably would say R6 would probably be pretty close to the top of today, give or take, if we take out R5 here. All my analysis is an if-and statement. Nothing is written in stone. Everything is an if-and statement. My thesis is this if I see this, and it'll change if I see this. Don't get married to any one position. Yep. All right, 3960 calls. Am I going to take this thing or not? We haven't had a decent pullback in a long time, so yeah, for sure, JJ Butts. Sure. Yeah, that gamma juice down there at 3930, although, heck yeah. We have got 6 minutes until the UK closes. Yes, Matthew, that's correct. I think we're grinding higher here. They're adding 39.55 here as well. They're adding more liquidity higher. China is extending lockdown for most of the city. God. I've been off the server since spring, so hey, what's up, Z Brownie? Welcome back. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. This candle is just pegged right on top of R5 and won't move. I mean, look at this. Yeah, I agree. Look at that. 39.60 calls are currently going for $6. What are we telling me here? Yeah, so if the VIX continues to fall the way it is and takes out that prior swing low, we'll probably pop to R6. And I will tell you that, I'll tell you this, that if we come up and do test R6, once we touch R6, keyword if we touch R6, I am taking puts. R6 is a huge level, and I do think we will reject it. It may take a couple of tries, but we'll reject it. I probably will front run puts at R6. I just saw a tweet that says, another day without using y equals mx plus b. Gee Louise. All right, 39.43.50. Uh, 39.58 for ES. 39.58. Another bottom wick on this R5. Look at this. And R6. R5, I'm sorry. Coming down to the 8. See if we can make a move. UK close here. If you are buying calls up here, you got to be more patient than at the bottom. You know, I tried to front run calls at the bottom of that R1 level. Obviously, it didn't hold it all the way up here, but the higher you get, the more confirmation you have to wait for calls. The reason being is because you have less margin for error. Any red candle, you're automatically in the loss. There's no room for error. Another test, bounce back up. It's all right, Exoset. I'm not rushing anything. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Right back to R5. Amazon's beast mode. Another R and R5. All liquidity is still pointing higher at 39.50, 55, and then of course we've been monitoring this 39.70 level all morning. They put on this 39.70 level at the break of this morning. I would love to get to R6 so I can take some high confidence puts, but until then, cautious. Cautious. So R5 is significant. R6 is also significant. It's this whole little range. I can't really decide between which is bigger, R5 or R6. But R5 is obviously it's holding up very well. It's very significant. R6 is just as so. I would say I would pretty put on a guess if we do go higher, R6 will be the top. But we'll see how things go here. Yeah, up down volume. There you go. When you say they put on liquidity, who is they? Institutional investors, larger money, the big money, the ones that run the market. You got TradingView to the right, and you've got Bookmap to the left. Right here. Another rejection of R5, baby. So, beautiful. Love it, bouncy. Love it. Glad y'all like them. Do I personally draw those indicators? I mean, I calculate them, but one of our mods created a script to post them, so it's a lot more convenient to post. But I do calculate them every morning. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The thing is, it's not all that complicated at all. So, like, it's not secret sauce. It's not anything. It's literally just experience on how to manage and how to read the price action and volume. And so the main thing, I would say probably 70% of everything is I look at the historical price action and I look at where the volume comes into the market whenever we consolidate. And that is where I'm going to kind of do like a XY cross, and where those coordinates show up is where I'm putting my levels. And I do that every morning. And then how I get the significance is I'm looking for longevity with the volume of price, and then I'm going to look in order flow. And if I see lots of orders come in a particular area, I'm going to put a plus sign right next to it. Y'all are kind of getting creepy there, Prison Mike. But yeah, I'd love to do that. And y'all be blown away at how simple it is, and it's amazing. It's just all about experience and learning how to read the price action. What's the difference between bookmap versus option strat? I've never used option strat. No, I'm talking about option strat the website. Yeah. So unusual whales is order flow with the options. Bookmap is order flow with the ES. So they're not tracking. You're not tracking options here. So this is actual shared liquidity in the market, transacting Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon all up here. ES, Nasdaq here. I tried unusual whales. I did not get a value added out of it. To me, there's too much conjecture. There's too much speculation on what I'm looking at for unusual whales. Correct, Floppa Bear. Last week I went 8 for 9 and had my best week ever. My son didn't have daycare, so I was chilling him all day. Made a few trades. Nicely done. Very cool, J Butts. Nice. Tell me about it, man. I love it. Some of the best feelings in the world when I was trading by myself here is when I made my money, and then that was it. Like I knew the market couldn't touch me, my profits were made, and I could enjoy the rest of the day. Not have to worry about a single thing. After that little red candle dump and then bought back up there at R4, I would say the longer we sit here, the more chances we're going to R6. Just by what I'm seeing here. I took a call earlier today, 39.30 call, Joel. But other than that, I just got to see how the volume's going to come into play here. We have 11 minutes. Now, on Friday, the big move happened right at 12 o'clock. I'm talking down to the minute, 12 o'clock. So let's see what happens coming up here in 21 minutes. Because I'm starving. Haven't had lunch since yesterday. Right now, liquidity is mostly higher, 39.57 and even up to 39.70. Ooh, Bank of America throwing down the gauntlet. In our view, declining liquidity and resiliency of the Treasury market arguably poses one of the greatest threats to our global financial stability today, potentially worse than the housing bubble of 2004 to 2007. Bank of America. Correct. Yeah, going with the trend, Viper. Yep. I know, Chris. Tell me about it. How did you turn out this way even though you're goofing off in college? How can we learn from your recipe? What do you mean? So, I wasn't goofing off. I had fun in college, but I still had a good head on my shoulders. I still made good grades. I still put in the work. I was just, I definitely did my share of goofing off in college, but yeah. So I'm trying to play with the trend here. Now, I'm also looking for the price action. Right now, we look like we're legging up for another move upwards. Now, if I see volume come in and we kind of breach R4, that will change my thesis. But right now, one, the candles are uncertain as can be. There's no bodies to these candles whatsoever. We still have liquidity to the upside. As long as XLF holds, it looks like we're just basing for a move higher to R6. Now the candles, if they start kind of looking roundy, and I start to see, and that's a technical term by the way, and I see XLF start to come over and take out their swing lows, then it'll kind of look like, hey, we may breach R4 and come on down. Negative, Timothy. My upbringing, my entire young adulthood was driven by fear of breaking the mold, of breaking the family tree, not being like my dad, that type of thing. Not to get too Freudian on you or Dr. Phil on you, but it was driven by fear. You know, a lot of people are driven by that stuff, and that was my driving force when I was 18, 19 years old. What are the multi-day SR levels you were looking at? Those are the macro levels. I post them for tier 2 every Sunday night. So I do not use the squeeze indicator. I switched over to the TTM squeeze, and I only use that on the weekly/monthly charts. And even then, it's slowly becoming more obsolete, more and more obsolete to me, and more being removed from my charts. Because it doesn't provide all that much insight. You know, it's more of those. It works when it works, and it kind of reassures things when things are actually working, and I disregard it when it doesn't work, and it's like it's just not really that all that useful to me. So exactly. All right, so a little bit of red coming on down to R4 again, and that's a big old candle. What's going on? It's 1044. So lower volume though. Down to R4 again, which is that swing level, that swing high level. Yep. So if we take out R4 and close under R4, I'll look for the 34 here. Nice, my conchos. Still can't break it though. Why is waiting for candles to close important when we are dealing with volume and price? Because I am looking for time frame continuity and absorption of supply and demand. And the only way to do that is to look where that price is going to close on that particular time frame. And we're bouncing off R4 again. So I'm going to give this another 14 minutes, and I'm going to go grab lunch. We'll be back on for the afternoon. Haven't had lessons yesterday. Do I eat once a day? No, I eat like 7 times a day. I have breakfast, then brunch, then I have first lunch, second lunch, first dinner, which is usually about 1:30, 1:45, and then second dinner is like 3 o'clock or so. All right, we got some green coming up to R5. Appreciate that, Indy. Yeah. Do I have a thesis for tomorrow? More consolidation into. So what I said on Sunday was I'm looking for a larger range move on Tuesday, consolidation potentially into Wednesday, a volatile move Thursday because we have a lot of volatile catalyst tomorrow, more consolidation Friday, and then a move coming in on Monday going into CPI. So far, it's playing out pretty accurately, just because we're building into the momentum going into Tuesday, and then FOMC after that. I do intermittent fasting. In fact, I frequently intermittent fast, like but how I live, I don't like breakfast. I was kidding about the first breakfast thing. I don't eat breakfast. So sometimes, usually I'm having a protein shake in the morning, which does break the fast technically, but a lot of times when I don't, I'll fast to like 11:30 or 12, which is pretty much common for me. I don't like breakfast. I intermittently do intermittent fasting. Right now I'm on GNC's brand just because I need a protein and I didn't want to wait for Amazon to deliver, so I just went down to GNC and bought some. It tastes like ground up chalk. I'll check it out. Yeah, for sure, Logan. Yeah, there's a lot to that. I think the biggest parts is your I think the whole overarching problem with health and fitness nowadays is your body's response to blood sugar levels. Our diet, speaking primarily an American diet, is that it's so injected with sugar and high fructose corn syrup and high density carbohydrates that your blood sugar goes crazy, and it's hard for your body to respond to a constant fluctuation of substantial sugar. Your blood sugar levels go insane, and I think it affects you. Anyway, this is a trading channel, not a fitness channel. Psych. 10R5. Yeah, my mother's a type 1 diabetic, so it's in addition to her unfortunate problem she's dealing with now. So like I've been very well attuned to sugar, like and how to monitor that stuff. All right, so we're coming up here once again to R5. We are pinned right on top of R5. Can't move away from it. If you are new to the channel, you'll notice that the R1 and R5 are both highlighted levels, and they have plus signs, and that's because they are indicated as significant, and they are playing out beautifully. Bounce off R1, consolidation around R5. Thanks, David. Appreciate you. Thanks for liking the podcast. Yeah, this week we'll have the second part for the VPA, which will be a long series of YouTube videos. VPA video will be released as well as the new podcast episode coming out this week, so be on the lookout for it. Rejection of R5. Can I play drums? No. I can play the guitar though, but not the drums. Solid beat. Y'all are crazy. All right. So 39.30 puts if I were to take a put, and then 39.50 calls to the upside. What's NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA is climbing back up. Amazon is doing its thing. Tech is solidly green today. Solidly green. R5 is a monster. All right. Amazon's about to break here. Up. With puts. And I'm looking at 39.50 calls. Or 39.20 puts. 39.30 puts, I'm sorry. 39.30 puts. Volume is completely gone here, but it's common for us to make a move right at 12 o'clock. So I'm looking for that's why I'm hanging out here till 12, see if we can do something. You know what random movie popped in my head the other day? Haven't thought about it since like 1992. That movie, Nothing But Trouble. Anyone ever seen that? That obscure 1990s movie with Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase. Haven't seen that movie since I was like 5. I was like, geez Louise. Anyway. Yeah, Fed speech coming up here in a few minutes. Coming up to highs the day here, 39.50 calls. I'm going to stay a little closer here just in case we pop. So yeah, real big movie. Yeah. It was random. I haven't thought about that movie in years, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and thinking of Dan Aykroyd eating that hot dog. I'm like, what? Why am I thinking this? Go back to sleep. 39.50 calls. Yeah, good movie too. Yeah. Man, this thing can't break over R5, man. Chopwick. Amazon squeezing though, doing its thing. Looks like June and July again. Yeah, it's right about here. You know, remember the range theory, the rubber band theory lurking. So, right about R5. Holy crap, you actually have the DVD. Jeez Louise. I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow, Damien, just because tomorrow we're going to have a lot of volatility going on. So I think tomorrow will be a better opportunity to do a scalping session than today. Me personally. I love that. I can't believe you have that movie. That's awesome. Jabroni comes from the streets of New York. Some guy was walking. I think it originally came from the 1800s, and I think it was originally pronounced Jabroni, and then kind of migrated over to Jabroni. A guy was looking for a slice of pie, and he walked by Ray's Pizza, and Ray's Pizza was closed, and he says, "Hey, you jabroni," and that's kind of where it came from. And now we use it nowadays as a term of endearment. Originally a soft J, yeah, yogging, yabroni, I think is what it originally was pronounced as. Question for you: would you think a lot of the CPI and FOMC stuff is already priced in? I do not. I do not. I think a lot of what they were saying was from kind of JPOW tamping down the movement that we had from June and July. So, I've thought about that before. What would happen to the markets if it actually was proven that we had aliens? And what would actually happen? I don't know, because markets don't like unexpected stuff. But here's the deal: that run up from June and July, that was quite substantial. Quite substantial. And I sound like The Rock. I don't know. Yeah, so I think JPOW coming out on the Jackson Hole Symposium was kind of tamping all that down a little bit, and we came down just enough for it to be exactly that. And then now we've got coming along CPI and FOMC, obviously. So I think if CPI post higher or just as high as they was in July or in August, and then obviously FOMC starts coming out, I think FOMC this time has the probability of being more volatile than the past FOMC. Not because of the hike, but because of what they're going to say. Yeah, didn't Will Smith slap an alien in Independence Day? Yeah. Right back to R5, baby. All right, 12 o'clock Eastern, 12:01. Coming up here to R5. 39.50. You know what I think? I think every day I should take time to read one page out of VPI on stream just to force this into your brain against your will. Chapter 1, page 1. Reading Rainbow with OM. Actividad A. Listen and repeat. Open your hymnals a second calling. I love it. So, I love it. You always thought I had the voice for audiobooks? I love it. I got that radio voice. I'll do it. I'll tell you what. If one, I'm sure by the separation of 6 degrees of separation, one of y'all know someone that does producing for radio books, audiobooks. If y'all get me in contact, I'll do it. How about that? All right, R5, not moving. I remember in high school we had Spanish class, and they would do that. The actividad A. I just remember that. Listen and repeat. Yo soy Taco Bell. No, yo quiero Taco Bell. I do want some Taco Bell. All right, y'all. On that note, it is 12:02. I think I'm going to call that a morning. There ain't much going on here. We are pinned right up against R5. I guess I could be Taco Bell. I've eaten so much of it, but we have one good call today. You know, great entry. A lot of you all held a lot longer than I did, which resulted in a upwards over 100% call. So well done. You beat me today. Still very green on the day, very green on the week. It's a fantastic week. So all in all, I am building into tomorrow with a little bit of volatility for JPAL coming out and talking. And then, of course, we have CPI on Tuesday morning. So that's pretty much where we're all leading to. If you are tier 2, we're going to push the scalping call for till tomorrow, because I think there's going to be more price action tomorrow that's conducive to a learning environment as to today. If you're going to continue to trade this stuff, look for a break of R5 up to R6. I would not anticipate going over R6. If we do reject R5, then look for a retracement down to R3. And then after that, dealer's choice. Let me know if you have any questions. Come over and join the Discord. Links for the website and the Discord are down in the description of the video. Also, check out the podcast, Making Millionaires podcast over on Spotify. I'll be posting a new episode coming out this week, as well as a new YouTube video. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Let me know if you have any questions. I will see you all this afternoon on the Discord for Power Hour, and then YouTube back on Friday morning. So y'all take it easy. I'm out. See ya.